That was awkward. Okay, so this is the start of the official live stream. So for those of you that don't know this this song, the context, this is a blatant copy of "Fake Love." It was sung in Italian. A lot of instruments were added. Some of the melodies were tweaked, and we called them out on Twitter. And he got really defensive and started calling us racist names. And you know, he tried to credit BTS. It said RMX by BTS, and then later he claimed that he didn't copy BTS. It's his own creation. So this guy is rather confused. And if you go to his YouTube page, still there are no comments from any BTS fans on that YouTube page. So he's literally been on the computer this whole time, just erasing comments, nasty comments, and he's doing a rather good job. But the video goes private for a moment. It comes back. It opens back up, and we'll see. I don't think this song will be. It's not going to have a happy ending for this guy. And I think we caught him at the right time, because he was probably going to rip off Serendipity as well. Serendipity? Singularity. And, you know, good thing we caught it. And thank you to Adam for sending it to me. And we both worked on it to alert the public. Now, just because I'm helping you out, don't mistake that as me being an army, because I'm just doing a public service for a Korean artist. That's my my contribution to K-pop. All right, but I'm going to do a reaction now. It's going to be very unbiased. If I like it, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to say I like it. So you guys ready? Fake Love by Ciela. Already, I have a comment. The tone of his this melody right now was terrible. If you listen to the original, I believe it was V that was singing, and even he doesn't sing it straight up. He has like a really husky tone on purpose, because if you just sing this straight up, it sounds ridiculous. Just even you guys at home, just sing it straight up, the melody. It sounds really weird without adding some kind of vocal layering or whatever, or some kind of modification. You know, actually, the instrumental is not that bad. It has a very, I wouldn't say Italian flavor, but more of a Latin flavor for the instrumentals. It's not terrible. It's pretty decent, actually. I do have a problem with the language. It just sounds awkward because you're used to, I think, hearing this in Korean, which flows a little bit better than this version because of the language difference. He really changed this up. This is not a remix. This is copying parts of BTS and then using it, and then him coming up with the rest, which is, that's the worst part. That's the worst you can get. If you don't stay true to a song, it's not an actual remix. It's just copying. Yeah, this is not a remix. Oh my goodness, this is terrible. Actually, he shouldn't be copying. If you're gonna remix straight up. And change the vocals and just say it's a remix. But this is like in between. I think it's hilarious this guy is putting so much effort into making an official music video when it's blatantly copied. This is ridiculous. Okay, enough. This guy, it's making me mad. Seriously. Okay, it's decent. It's decent, but because of the fact that you copied this, it's pretty unforgivable. I don't care if it's good or not. This is so wrong, and the fact that you are even lying about this is ridiculous. Copyright law states that if you copy a song for more than 32 beats, you are indeed plagiarizing. So it's a clear-cut instance of plagiarism. And it's not like he doesn't know who BTS is. I mean, he did write remix BTS, and then he took it back. So this guy, it's not like he heard the song somewhere and then didn't know, couldn't remember. He knows, he clearly knows, and he is defrauding people, which is wrong. Therefore, I give you a grade of 0, because this is the worst of music creation, copying. I mean, there's nothing lower than this. You can't even consider this as creative content because it's not yours and you are lying about it. So a big FU to this artist. And I don't normally say stuff like that, but you deserve a big FU, and you are a crook. Moving on. We'll go into something more lighter. This news this week about UK pop and Mr. Simon Cowell, you know, attempting to break into K-pop by creating a UK pop group. We came across a very funny video. It was a group called EXP, and I promised to check it out, so I will do that. I will check these guys out. Whoa, not yet. Not yet. Okay. Now, I want to see if the expats, yes, EXP. What was EXO's? Didn't they have like a sign like this or this or like this or this something? I did catch a 10-second clip of this, and I don't know how old they are, but they seem like they're about my age, trying to break into K-pop, which was pretty hilarious, I think. And I joked the other day, maybe I could go in there and become the maknae of this group. There are some actual serious comments I have to make, but we will actually watch it first, and then I'll comment on it. I have some stuff to talk about actually. So we'll jump into EXP. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That guy looks like he's 40. Oh, the SM bridge, come on. Oh my God. We're gonna listen to that again. They just brought the SM bridge. Come on. Oh my goodness. Did you see a camera shake? Did you guys see that? When that guy jumped, there was a camera shake. Oh! Oh my goodness. Oh. Oh my God. Oh my God. I am so mesmerized. I'm at a loss for words just watching them. It's just, oh my goodness. It's so fun, and like I don't know, I don't know how I feel. It's just so bad. I love it. Like, oh my God. This guy, I think he's the sweet one of the group. He keeps on smiling. He has that Jimin energy, doesn't he? He's the sweet one of the group, I think. I have to be younger than this guy, please. Oh my God, the breakdown. Come on, Jimin. Oh. Oh my goodness, I love this so much. Oh my goodness. They are the fandom name is called the Expats. We are OT4. Oh my goodness, I love it. I love it so much. And they are singing live, by the way. So, we have an RM of the group as well. The guy in blue. I love it. Oh, get it. That's so SM. SM would be proud. Come on, hype me up. Yeah. Come on, Jimin. See, he's even wearing yellow, like Jimin. That crowd didn't even cheer at the end. It is pretty catchy, you got to admit, in a very cringy way. I think I'm in love, guys. Okay. Look, we're doing this for fun. This was, I think, their debut stage, so I'm sure they've gotten better. How much? I don't. I'm not gonna find out right now, but I'm sure they're a lot better. Normally, these debut stages are pretty cringy. But you know, I don't want to seriously kill them or bully them. That's not my intent. The real intent why I showed this video was to actually have a laugh, but also speak about what I think about other non-Koreans trying to emulate K-pop. Right now, there's a big boom in this kind of music, not just in the UK or the US, but specifically China. China is not are not very big K-pop fans anymore. They were at one point, but when it comes to like BTS, they don't have a big fan base, and they are trying desperately to come up with their own groups, and the government is actually encouraging that. They're trying to cut down on the consumption of Korean media content. So there is an influx of Chinese boy bands right now in China, but they lack the knowledge or the know-how to create, you know, kind of like innovative or cool or appealing bands, boy groups. So what they actually are doing is they're sending over their trainees to Korea, and the Koreans are actually training and coming up with the concepts for these boy bands. CJ Music is doing a lot of this right now, and they're making a lot of money from this because the Chinese are usually spend pretty well or invest pretty well in these types of things. So in the next couple of years, you're going to see a lot of Chinese boy bands that are very similar in style to the Korean boy bands. Yes, they do have armies in China, but it's not as big as you would think. How do I know all of this? I spoke with some people from that are linked up to Big Hit, and they're the ones who told me this. And they themselves know that their fan base in China is not as big as it should be. You know what's really fascinating as well? It's the difference in money, because China has such a big population. the scale is so much bigger than Korea. So in the case of those two Chinese members in EXO that left the group, they had to pay about $10 million to leave the group. Now, normally this would not be possible if you were just an individual. But because they went to Chinese agencies and signed with them, $10 million for a Chinese agency is nothing. They'll just pay it. They'll pay that penalty and get them out of the contracts. And that's what happened with those two Chinese members. They were able to escape from their contract. That $10 million, it's a huge hurdle, and normally members can't escape their contract. But because of that Chinese money in the back, they were able to leave rather easily. What do I think about Westerners emulating K-pop? I don't have a problem with it. I don't. But I don't think they're going to be able to pull it off. It's the reason why this is cringy, this group, is because the training. It's apparent they didn't train enough. And when I researched this group, it was like rather an experiment by some academics at Columbia University. And you can see the lack of training provided to this group. They're dancing. They're very stiff, first of all. Vocal-wise, I've heard worse in K-pop boy bands. I mean, they can pass. But then that look is just horrible. I mean, there's a lot of work to be done when you start a group. A lot of things you need to do, and the look is very important. The look is part of the product. That one guy really needs laser hair removal on his face. The Jimin of this group, the guy in yellow. I mean, you can see his facial hair is like all over the place. Little things like that, you give him laser hair removal, a lot more dancing practice, because that dancing simply will not do. The guy in the middle, who looks like he's like 40 years old, he can actually belt out pretty well Korean style, SM style. But it's that lack of preparedness or know-how, which is understandable because it was started by a Columbia, academic over there as an experiment. And I think they got ready within 3 weeks, and then this is the final product, their debut. So, I mean, unless Simon is really well connected in the Korean music industry, I don't see how he could pull this off, because it's not just giving guys dance lessons and singing lessons and saying, okay, get on stage. There's a lot. It's a very refined product, and I mean, you see the progression even from their debut until their later albums. There's a progression and evolution, and I don't see how the group that's up going to be presented by Simon, how they could pull it off successfully on their first go. And honestly, Simon Cowell, he's not that great. He's not that deep in terms of music knowledge. But who is JYP on that show. He definitely knows his stuff, understandably, because he's one of the biggest producers in South Korea. But I am obsessed with this group. I think I'm going to watch this video maybe a couple hundred times. It's just, it's so cringy. It's like art. It's just, I don't know, another level. Okay, so I wanted to play a song for you, but now I'm scared that I might get copyrighted. So what we will do is we'll do the reaction to Make It Right, acoustic version. Okay, before we do, can someone tell me why they're coming up with so many versions of this song? This is getting pretty redundant here. And if you can't do a better version than the original, there's no really need for this. Because that EDM version was trash. And I listened to it a couple more times. It was bad, and I don't think any radio stations are playing the EDM version, so there was no point in that. But we'll get into it. Is it charting high? Huh. Good. Honestly, though, I'm really sick of this song at this point. I'm sure you guys are. It's not a song with staying power. It's a song that you'll probably get sick of pretty quickly. So for the armies out there who've known this song for like 4 months, you're probably sick of it. All right, Make It Right. I have no idea where this is taking me. Yeah. Oh, cowboy.
Yeah. I was lost, I was trying to find the answer in the world around me. Yeah, I was going crazy all day, all night. You were the only one who understood me and all that I was going through.
What is this hot mess? Oh my goodness. Guys, did you guys really like this? Sunshine. Look, there's a lot of clashing instruments right now, and Love's vocals are pretty buried deep in there. Try it again.
Yeah, I was going crazy all day, all night. You were the only one who understood me.
That beat, that is very, very unnecessary. That should not be there.
In the world around me, yeah, I was going crazy all day, all night. You were the only one who understood me and all that I was going through. Yeah, I just gotta tell you, oh baby, yeah, I can make it better. I can hold you tighter. 'Cause till the morning, oh you're the light. And I almost lost you, but I can't forget you. 'Cause you were the reason that I survived. You were there for me through all the times I cried. I was there for you, but then I lost my mind. I know that I messed up, but I promise I can make it right. Alright. Oh, I can make it right. Alright. Alright. Oh, I can make it right.
Okay. That guitar part is really nice. Very nice. They kind of caught the the melody of the Ed Sheeran's classic sound there, but without that, the other parts are very generic. I don't know why. It just sounds like an acoustic version of the EDM. The genericness of it. It's not terrible. It's a lot better than the EDM, but they could do better than this. Come on.
세상 속에 영웅이 된 나 나를 찾는 그날 너와 내손 트러플 walking 뱃머리 all day everywhere 모든 게 너에게 닿기 위함인 girl 내 요청의 답인 girl 널 찾기 위해 노래 baby 처음보다 조금 더 커진 기회 좀 더 단단해진 목소리에 모든 건 내게 돌아가기 위해 이제 너라는 지도 활짝 펼칠게 위해 나봐 왜 못 알아봐 남들의 하우스 땀이나 듣고 싶지 않아 너의 향긴 여전히 나를 꽉 뚫어 무너뜨려 되돌아가자 그대로 make it better I can hold you tighter 그 모든 길은 널 향한 거야 더 소용없었어 너와 있다는 건 그것처럼 날 어루만져줘 끝도 보이지 않던 영원
I don't like this part. I don't like the instrumentals here.
그날의 그때처럼 말없이 그냥 날 안아줘 지옥에서 내가 살아남은 건 날 위했던 게 아닌 되려 너를 위한 거란 걸 안다면 주저 말고 please save my life 너 없이 헤쳐왔던 사막 위는 목말라 그러니 어서 빨리 날 잡아줘 너 없는 바다는 결국 사막과 같은 거란 걸
So remember the EDM version completely covered Sugar's verse? They they went the exact opposite and they just exposed his whole verse without any beats. So they went the opposite, huh? This is the best part. Alright. That dragon needs to die. I agree to some extent. There's no need for these mediocre remixes. Listen, this was generic as well. Except for that chorus. Everything else was too basic. I think someone just commented they would have liked it if it was much more minimal. And I agree wholly. Perhaps even just getting rid of the whole the beat as well, because the beat, it was terrible. That weird Indian beat, I wasn't feeling that. If one went more minimal, it would have probably seemed probably felt a lot more elegant and refined. But no, I'm not going to listen to this again. I don't think others will either. It's not terrible, like horrible, like the EDM, but it was nothing special. I mean, nothing really stood out. And I am curious why they come up with such such bad remixes after the original, because there's so many talented people who could do so much with songs. And if you want to do an acoustic version, you probably have to re-sing the song rather than use the existing vocals to actually match the vibe of the acoustic sounds, and they didn't do that. You know, people were asking me to remix this song, and I was thinking about it. I went so far to look for, you know, when you create a remix, you need a clean a cappella version to work with, and that's all you need actually. But I don't think that's a good idea. I mean, because I remember when Mr. Nicholas from Nicholas TV tried doing something, and I don't want to end up like him. But you know, I used to do remixes when I was a lot younger, when I was in my 20s, and it was fun. But I'm past that now. I don't. I'm too old for that kind of stuff. I don't even know if I can do it anymore, actually. But yeah, I did look into it, and honestly, all you need is a clean set of vocals, and you can come up with remixes. I am not in my 50s. I am in my my late 20s.